As FM23 is coming to an end, and this is probably the final save that we will do in FM23, I decided to do a little experiment. And what I did was I put my director of football in charge of all activity during the summer transfer window. Oh boy, was that a big mistake. And now I think I have just made things doubly difficult for myself. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to Middlesbrough, Part 5, Season 2, in this very short mini-save where we are going to attempt to get Middlesbrough to their highest ever finishing position in the Premier League, which currently is at 7th. We have to get to 6th or above. And yes, I believe I have just made this doubly difficult for myself. I did a little experiment and decided as FM23 was coming to an end, I thought I'd leave the director of football in charge of all transfer activity during the summer transfer window. And when I've got back, I'm absolutely devastated by the news. But it is what it is, and we have to use the squad that he has put together in order to try and survive this season. And we are going to go through this season very quickly in order to save time, as we only have 1 month left before FM24 will be upon us. And so we are going to zip through this season as fast as we can. And hopefully by the end of it, we will survive and we will have got to Stage 2. Stage 2, first season in the Premier League, is all about survival. Season 3 will be about becoming a mid-table team. And Season 4 is where we will push to get above 7th in the table. It's all a tall order, but we're prepared to give it a shot. But whatever the assistant manager has done, he has left the dynamics in a fairly good state, and the team are actually in good spirits, and so that bodes well for the start of the season. Team cohesion is good, club atmosphere is good, and the managerial support is still very good, and where we left off at the end of last season. And that is good news, because our fixture list in the opening month is not very pretty, and it reminds me of the live stream we're doing with Burnley, and our first season in the live stream at Burnley was absolutely shocking up until Christmas, and these fixtures mirror exactly what was going on at Burnley. And our first 4 fixtures in the Premier League are going to be Leeds away, Tottenham home, Liverpool away, and Manchester City at home. And that is about as good a test as this team is going to get for the season to come. And so today we are going to be playing the first of those 2 games. We're going to be away at Leeds, a fixture. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but we're going to apply the theory that we've been using. We're going to apply the systems we've been using and see what becomes of us. I am not expecting to win many games this season. If we can win 12 games or 10 games, that will be a really good season for me. But it is important that we get off to as good a start as possible, given the fixtures that we have coming up. But before we go and take a look at what the director of football did in the transfer window, if you are brand new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see people suffer playing this game, then let me tell you, you are definitely in the right place. So why not subscribe, like, watch, comment, help the channel to grow, help us to support the very good work of the British Heart Foundation. Okay, so let's go and have a look at what has happened in the transfer window. And before I left the director of football in charge, I did instruct him to let go a lot of the dead wood, including Johnny Hooson, who was the club captain at the time at 35 years of age. I was not prepared to allow him to be an important player, and so he left the club, sadly. I think at the end of the day he actually retired, and that's sad because I would have given him another year sitting on the bench. We did let go Matt Crooks. He wasn't part of my plans, really. He wanted to leave, and so we sold him to Bordeaux for 8.5 million, rising to 10.5 million. And then we have let a number of our younger players go out on loan so that they can develop their ability and hopefully come back as better players. Now, in terms of transfers that have come in, as you can see, he has made 7 transfers, but I'm really unsure about any one of them. He has brought in, he spent a lot of my 35 million transfer budget on Yasser Asprilla. I know Asprilla from my Burnley days. He can play in a number of positions. He can cover a lot of positions. He's classed as a wonder kid, and hopefully he will live up to that label. He certainly hasn't in my other saves. Maybe this is the one where he lives up to that label. I'm a little bit confused as to what his best position is at this point in time. I think he might actually fit in nicely into this team as a right winger or right midfield and do a good job for us in that position. I don't know yet. We're going to have to see how the season pans out, but he is a good prospect. He's 19 years old. I think he'll do a good job over the coming years, but will he do it in his first season at such a young age? And we did need a goalkeeper, and he did bring in a goalkeeper. He bought Ivan Villa from Vigo for 375,000, which I thought was a very good deal. And he's good. I don't think he's brilliant, but he's good. And I hope that he will have a very good season for us. One of my worries about him is that he's not great aerially, and that could prove to be a problem. He's also probably lacking a bit in reflexes and one-on-ones, but with a little bit of luck and a following wind, he might do a very good job. One of the things I'm noticing about him is he has good acceleration, and so probably best suited to being a sweeper keeper. He actually has good throwing and he has decent kicking, so possibly a sweeper keeper on support might be his best position. Once again, we will see as the season develops. Ruben Duarte was somebody that I signed, and we know about Ruben Duarte. I signed him on a free prior to the transfer winning beginning. He is a left back. I like the look of him. He doesn't have great crossing and dribbling, but he's got good mentals. I only want him to be a full back on support, so I'm not really worried about his ability to cross and dribble too much. I think he will be a good signing as the season goes on. As I was trying to sell Matt Clark, he brought in a central defender from Manchester United. He's brought in Axel Twanzebe on a free, and I'm not quite sure about the logic of this signing. He's not great in the air. Marking and tackling, he's not brilliant, but he does have decent mentals for coming into the Prem, and he's quite a physical player. We've just got to hope that he does a good job. He can also cover at right back. I'm not really quite sure about the logic of this signing, but he did come in on a free, and so who knows. And then he's brought in Javi Manquillo on loan from Newcastle. He is a right back, and we did definitely need to strengthen at right back. He's got the mentals that I actually look for when bringing players into the Premier League. And technically, he's not a bad player, but I'm hoping that he's going to perform better than his attributes this season. We do need good performances from our fullbacks as we go into this coming season. He's brought in Matias Arezzo from Granada for £9.75 million. He is a forward, and he was a total unknown. But he does look like he's not a bad prospect. Lacks a bit of pace for an advanced forward, but he's just 20 years old. How well he's going to perform in his first season in the Premier League, and he is going to be our main striker, is yet to be seen. Possibly I would have gone for someone with a little bit more experience up front, but it is what it is. He is who he is, and hopefully he will do very well for us. He has increased in value since we've bought him to about 37 million already. So hopefully he's a good prospect, and as survival is the name of the game, maybe in the coming years he will do his stuff for us. And the last signing that he's made is Max Thompson. He's come in on a free transfer. He's a very young boy. He's not going to be part of my first team plans for a long time, and so he's probably not going to figure throughout of the save. He's a forward who the fans don't particularly like, and so he's going to go out on loan, hopefully, and that's the last we're going to be seeing of him. And so it has been a difficult transfer window. I'm still trying to sell Matt Clark since my return, but he has become unhappy and he's now sitting in the reserves, and I don't want him to be disrupting the squad in the first team. If I can sell him, then it is possible that I can bring in a young player that I have made a bid on. However, I am required to find £300,000 to make that signing because in terms of finances, we don't have any money in the budgets at all. Can we sell Matt Clark? That's going to be the answer. And so Andre Franco a player who can play across the line there, can also cover in centre mid and can also cover on the left and right of midfield. He looks like he's a very decent player to me, and hopefully we can bring him in as a backup player, because if we can't, we're going to be in serious trouble, especially in midfield. And so let's get this season underway. We have a big game coming up. It's a game that we really ought to win. We should win. We have to win, because the 3 fixtures coming up are not very pleasant. Leeds is our best opportunity to get at least 1 point in our opening 4 games. I'm up for it. I hope the team are up for it. Let's go and kick some balls. And I almost forgot to press record there, but the team for today is a VR in goal with Dickstiel, Fry, Lenihan and Duarte at the back, Hackney, McGree and Jones in midfield, Ashpria, Force and Arezzo up front. And I've got several problems here, because Dickstiel is my only available right back, as 2 were not available for this game. I don't have any cover on the right wing, and so I have got really terrible problems going into this game. My goalkeeper, who was signed by the director of finance, director of football, I don't like him at all. I think he's a poor goalkeeper, and so I've got a funny feeling that Callum Roberts will be made first choice goalkeeper very, very soon. I don't like this goalkeeper. He is not very good. So we've got real problems here today. We have a very small squad. It's my fault. I should never have left the director of football in charge. We have absolutely no chance of survival in the Premier League. And so I think if we do get relegated at the end of this season, then there's no point in going on. We'll just look forward to FM24 coming in. I think I've made the biggest mistake of my FM career so far in allowing the DOF to do that. Should never make 2 experiments like that. I thought I'd give it a try, see what he could do. He's terrible, and so we're in trouble. Squad is very, very small, and it's a very, compared to the rest of the teams in the Premier League, it's a very, very, very bad squad. And Dickstiel, who I'm convinced is going to have a poor game today, because there's no one who can come on and replace him. And we do have a ball into the box. Can Force get into the box? We're looking to create some chance here, but Force, he's held on to it. Duarte with a cross into the box. Hackney with a drive. Hackney's put it in. We've taken the lead. It's Leeds 0, Middlesbrough 1. We're just about in control of this game, and holding on to the lead might be what is difficult. Our shots on target ratio is not very good. I'm still feeling that I don't trust this team yet, that they are not good enough, and many of them are already not playing very well. I'm looking at Villa with a 6.7, and that worries me already. And there's a shot, and he left it go, and it hit the crossbar, but he has managed to recover it. He's going to be a goalkeeper who makes lots and lots of mistakes. And Leeds have had another free kick that goes over the crossbar. At the moment, it's still Leeds 0, Middlesbrough 1. We're still just about edging it in terms of the shots on target ratio, but we are ahead, and that's all we can hope for at this point. Nothing seems to be happening much. It's not the greatest of football matches at the moment, but we're still ahead. And if we can defend well, which we seem to be doing at the moment, then things should be okay. We just need, if we can, to get that second goal. The second goal will just ease the pressure on everybody. But as we come up to half-time, very little has happened. We have got the 1 goal. And I'm going to say things are going well. Yep, but you can do even better. You weren't that bad, but you can improve. Our midfield has the ability. I don't believe they have, but I'm not going to tell them that. And at the moment, it seems to be okay. We just need to keep going. We don't want to let Leeds steal the momentum back, which seems to be happening. But their shots on target ratio is poor, and we still have a better shots on target ratio. And there's a ball into the box by Arezzo. Hackney can pick this up. Hackney was having a very good game today. He has won the ball, bringing it into the penalty area. Looks for a goal, can't get his shot on target, Little bit selfish there, Hackney. He is young, still learning. I'm looking at my forwards who are playing absolutely dreadfully. And I think it might be time to be making a change. We're still just marginally better than Leeds, only marginally. And I want to get that second goal. Shall I go a little bit more attacking to try and get that second goal? We're still dominating the game, but we're not creating too much. And Leeds are always going to be a threat. Time to make some changes. And so we have gone into the Brazilian attacking formation. I'm not quite sure that's the right thing to do. And I've picked up an injury and I don't have a left winger. And so I've made the changes, but now that has caused all kinds of problems, as I don't have anybody who can play on the left wing. And if it means I've only got one player who can play on the left wing now for the next few games, then we're really going to be in trouble. But Leeds are looking to bring it forward. Leeds are probably going to now equalise. I've got players now playing out of position. It's not going to help us. I think I'm going to slip into the low block in a minute, because at the moment Leeds will probably be sensing and smelling blood. Here they are in, and they're going to score. They've missed. And Leeds are probably going to be sniffing blood. So we're going to go into the low block, I think. And that's the wrong screen. We want to go to our tactics screen and go into the low block. And I don't know why Hackney is out on the wing. That's not supposed... Stop. We're supposed to pause. So we have Hackney, McNair, Jones. That's probably the best I can do at the moment. We have a tired player on the right. I don't have anybody who can come on as right back. I'm going to have to play a left back there. It's all over the place now. Having another injury in Chester's, although he's just sitting on the bench all the time, it does cause us grievous problems now. I have no idea how I'm going to put a team together. I hope that we can bring that winger in that we were looking at before the game, because otherwise the squad is just so light. A couple of injuries and we will be all over the place. That was a poor header by Duarte. I don't expect him to be finishing because he's just a fullback playing on the wing. Can we hold out against Leeds? This will be a remarkable win. If we can hold on to this, I will be one shocked manager. We should not be winning this game. We should not be winning any of the games. And it's going to be a long season. But at the moment, as you can see, we are marginally in front in this game. It's just marginally. And here's the corner to the far post. We have a chance and we haven't been able to put it away. Can we hold on? We just please hold on. I can't play him in a familiar position, but we have held on. I don't know how. Please don't ask me how. Please don't ask me how to explain how we did that. Everybody has been poor. There have been some good performances, but I don't like the look of this team at all. It's going to be a hard season. Chester's is injured. He's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks. That's another player that I'm short of. And we have to get that boy. If I have to rob a bank, I'll have to find that 300,000 from somewhere. And so that's it. And it's been a decent start. We've beaten Leeds away by 1-0, but we've got Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City coming up and Chelsea following that. It's not going to get easy. And so that's it for this video. If you are new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see people suffer playing this game, then you are definitely in the right place. So why not subscribe, like, watch, comment, help the channel to grow, help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling above. All ad revenue will go to the British Heart Foundation. It's been a win, so I've got to be happy, but I'm not happy. It's a very poor team. This is going to be a long, hard season. And I think because it's going to be so difficult, we'll just come back in December, just before the transfer window, and we'll see where we're at December. Remembering that all we have to do is survive. Can we do it? I don't think so. I've made an error. I may have to pay for that. All that remains to be said now is stay safe, take care, and we'll see you in the next episode.